This year, I combined two passions of mine: music and film. I learned a whole new set of skills focusing on the sound aspect for film. I learned how to operate a boom pole, and if you're all wondering, don't worry, it's not that bad. I can explain later on. You're not alone. Boom mic operator is that dude who holds a long pole with, you guessed it, a microphone attached to it, recording dialogue between your actors. Also did a fair share of recording, capturing clean-sounding audio, improvising, crafting Foley to intentionally make them sound like other sounds through editing and layering. I also learned a new program, Adobe Audition. With that, I was able to master, denoise, and mix audio. My project was basically learning how to make a suitable and professional soundscape for the show my partner Cody and I worked on titled The Hired. We both co-wrote and built together. My goal for the end of the year was to leave being a well-rounded and versatile sound technician that can be a highly productive crew member. A time where I felt most motivated at Propel was around the beginning of when the program started. That time was the very first day of shooting for The Hired. Cody and I just finished all the pre-production tasks of storyboarding, writing the script, shot listing, and location scouting. We headed out to shoot the very first scene at my friend's place just down the street. The shoot went great, the visuals and Dane's performance were superb, and the overall vibe for the day was fantastic. Well, until we got back and imported all of our work onto the computer, and soon realized all of the sound was unusable and sounded like garbage. I will get into more what that specifically is later, but for now, take my word for it. Definitely not the best way to start your first day of shooting, I'll tell you that. I was not expecting that. But, I was very upset and disappointed at first myself, but after a quick pep talk from that guy, Mr. Hansen over there, to boost my spirits, show me where I went wrong, what to do for next time. Right at this instant is where I felt the most motivated to push myself to the best of my abilities. Took the first day of shooting as a lesson, I learned from my mistakes, and ultimately became a better boom operator from this experience. We reshot within the next few days and it was awesome. We were able to reenact every scene just as before, got permission to shoot at my friend's place again, and the biggest part, the audio sounded professional. I'm very proud of how the short turned out, visually and sound-wise. The soundscape for the most part is particularly well done. I started off this year knowing next to nothing about sound, even how to use Adobe Audition. Since the beginning of the semester, I've made great strides and pushed myself to pick up and attain new skills. So for where I am now, I feel much more confident in my capabilities when it came to editing, recording sound, and Foley. I had a fun time learning techniques when it came to shooting days and to capture the best sound possible. I'm proud of the slow but surely progression I made from knowing absolutely nothing, having a good idea how to boom and edit efficiently. To give a more detail about this, the only previous use of any Adobe suite I had was a very beginner's understanding of Premiere Pro, thanks to, once again, Mr. Hansen's grade 11 filmmaking class. And to the start of this year, opening a big green application with an A on it and having no idea what it is. To now, being able to import, export, apply denoisers with noise reductions on tracks, layering multi-tracks with Foley, adding EQs and filters to achieve the sound I wanted. Now, here are some audio clips from before and after. The one on the left here will be the very first one from a boardroom scene we did. And what you're going to listen for is you're going to hear a lot of the AC of the room, and a lot of that, the dialogue's not going to be very clear. It's going to sound kind of far away, and you hear a boomy, kind of like an echoey kind of feel. So, Mr. Hansen, please and thank you.
Well, you know how I work, 25%.
So you see, that's all the AC and extra boomy tone. That doesn't sound good, and that was awful. But the way I fixed this, the second track over there was with ADR with help of Mr. Hansen. And what ADR is automated dialogue replacement, and it's done in post. So basically, you re-record, and you select the clip, you loop it, the actor watches it over and over and over again until they feel confident. What they do with that, they'll hold the mic and watch it and record what they're saying on screen. That's what we did for this. So Mr. Hansen, please and thank you.
Well, you know how I work, 25%.
See, much more clean. You don't hear any of that extra nonsense of the AC, and it's just Dane's voice. So I learned a lot from that. Next, I'd like to show you my equipment, what I use for booming and using Foley. So this thing here, called a windsock, or most commonly known in industry as a dead cat, you put on top of the microphone here, and that blocks from any wind and unwanted noises. Of course, you have the pole here that can extend to 12 to 15 to 9 feet, depending what pole you have. Here is an XLR cable that plugs from the microphone to the Tascam recorder. What a Tascam recorder is, it records the audio. Well, the microphone does, but it captures that and has an SD card where it stores all of that. And of course, headphones to listen. This is it put together. When the pole is extended out fullest, you can wrap the cable around it so you're not tripping over anything and falling. And yeah, headphone jack, XLR input at the bottom, and the microphone. I would now like to show some how to do it. And for that, Mr. Wagner come up. Everyone give a hand for this guy here. I'm going to give you some tips how to boom. All right, so first, you want to spin one of these things out, unlock it, so you can go as far as you want. Let's go, since I'm kind of a taller gentleman, I'm going to go probably like, say about here. But before you do any of this, you want to make sure you do your input levels right on the Tascam. So with that, you're going to turn it on, make sure you're all set up, listen, and make sure you don't get that extra AC noise or anything like that. So once you've counted for that, you're not done yet. You're going to want to talk to the lighting department. And why would you talk to the lighting department? You're the sound guy. Here's why. So say you're doing a scene, and it's going great. Mr. Wagner's just killing it up here because he's a world-class actor. And you notice it, and then when they play it back on the camera, you see a guy with headphones in the shadow with a pole over his head. Not going to go well on the big screen, so we want to talk to those guys. Third, talk to the camera department, and here's why. Like I said, once you've checked all your audio, once you've talked to the lighting guy, you're not casting any unwanted shadows. Camera department, so you don't get in the shot. It happens quite a bit, because when you're doing boom, you want to get as close as you can. And sometimes that's a little too close for his personal comfort and for the camera. So you're gonna want to make sure a really intense scene. You see some like a dead cat on the screen, right? You're not gonna want that. So once you've accounted for all of this, place your pole like so. And usually you're going to do it above your head like this. And some quick tips for if you're, want to be a boom operator like I am. If you're moving, I recommend going on your tippy toes because this microphone picks up absolutely everything. Know that because we were shooting one day and my stomach growled and it was true story. Also, when you're recording this, if you grab the pole and go like this, or slide your hand, or when you wrap the cable around, it's going to pick that up. So you want to pull it tight, make sure everything's in place, so you don't have any unwanted sounds. If you need to move it between actors, if you're doing a scene, I like to do this little thing here in the crevice of my thumb. You can rotate it, it doesn't get too much noise, or you can firmly grasp it and move it to point A to point B, and however so. So now, with all this in place, may sound things pretty easy, but there's a lot more. So, before any shoot happens, you go rolling sound.
Roll camera.
And action.
What do you mean you don't like my haircut?
That was perfect. Thank you very much, Mr. Wagner. You're a good student. It's a good thing you're a great principal. Now, some of the struggle portions. One of the biggest struggles I had was totally out of my control, and that was my age. Not a lot of places are willing to take on a kid to work on set with them. And I was really trying to slither my way onto a film set and do anything. I wanted to shadow and see what the day-to-day interactions are like. I wanted to talk with all the film crew members and bombard them all with questions. But unfortunately, this did not happen because I'm not 18 yet. The ways I worked around this problem was constantly annoying people by emailing them, always following up, and going to the film group and applying for positions and just doing any work that needed to be done. For the longest time, I could not land any volunteer work, but I learned to keep creatively annoying people when they stop replying to you. But it ended up working out for me because as of this weekend, I got my first paid sound gig on a short that will be released at the end of February. And I cannot can't go into further detail about it because they won't let me. But once it is out, I will make sure there's a way to find it for all of you. Some more serious struggles I had with the project was, I recorded poor sounding audio twice, which made the work on this project much more difficult, longer than I'd like it to have been at times. Because this happened because I messed up, the lack of experience and being too eager, and a little bit of thinking like I know everything. The audios were called bad. The main reason for the poor sounding audio was, basically because the Tascam recorder right here. As I was speaking of this before, when you come to recording for your first step, this little knob on the side here is your input level. And cranking it all the way up, which I did the second time we shot, the microphone's working really hard to pick up everything. It's a very directional microphone, so if you put, I see Mr. Maynifo, I can hear him typing over there, you put it on full blast, but if you do it, like I did on the first time, did it too quiet, didn't pick up anything. And that was a big problem because that caused, once again, a lot of work and a lot of reshooting. Once again, another tip here, you want to make sure your microphone's really close. I learned that too from the first day because you think you're way up here like, yeah, it's fine. But no, you want to be nice and close. But it's a lot of trial and error and mostly error for me for the beginning, but figure out what settings work best for different locations. And now, the biggest struggle I had, and that was organization. Organization has never been a strong suit of mine, and I've been struggling with being organized my whole life. I learned from being lazy and unorganized that it can cause me a lot of unwanted, unnecessary stress and feeling of being overwhelmed. And a perfect example of this is file management. As you see here, this is the dog's breakfast, I'm telling you. You see a bunch of unnamed audio waves, got some clips, some video clips, got a title, got a random folder just hanging out there. Another one. This is just terrible. So, and this is a big thing for me because I'd probably spend an extra 30 minutes this entire semester just looking through files to find the desired track I wanted. And what I should have done is had a game plan and organize everything. This is going to go here, not have it on 2 different computers, on different hard drives, on different, it was a lot of extra work. As you see here, a little more organized with scenes, and makes life a lot easier, I tell you, in the workflow. Along with having a workflow, I've had a lot of jobs, so make sure you're having steady pace goes well and everything. It's pretty big. So I've had my fair share of job, but trying to get a career in the highly competitive and skill-based, like the film industry is something a whole lot more challenging than I previously expected. You're expected to work long hours end to end in a fast-paced setting where people are gnawing your ankles just waiting to take your place if you slip up. With that in mind, there are a few options in Winnipeg, but there's a really promising school called Confederate College in Thunder Bay, Ontario. That looks like an amazing school with top-end gear and a high turnout rate. I'm looking to multiple options currently, so I'm not totally decided yet, but I should do that soon. A big part of the film industry is knowing the right people and being well-liked. Well, this isn't totally crucial, but definitely help you greatly when you're starting up and when you're green to the industry, whether it's giving you tips when you're on set or giving the opportunities to even get on set. So basically, the more people you know never hurts, and building good relationships in the industry is always a key thing to do. I don't consider myself professional by any means, or I'm not even close yet, but in the next few years, I'm most certain I'll be on making my career. I'll be on a film set making my career. I'll mostly start as a PA, which is a production assistant. Production assistant is a person or a group of people that work on set. They all have little walkie-talkies in. They're running around the set, make sure everything goes smoothly. An example of this, getting coffee for people, batteries for people, communicating with different departments because they don't like each other, running around, grabbing everything in case an actor forgot something in the wardrobe, trying to find an actor, wrangling extras. If I don't do that, I'll most likely be a cable wrapper. And it's a cable wrapper, not too hard. Eventually, I tend to make the bulk of my career as a boom operator and a Foley technician. And hopefully, at the height of my career, I can be a sound engineer, make big money, be a master of my trade. How you communicate with people is huge. And being able to use a computer and manage your files, having a good social media sense, being able to email in a professional manner so you're taken seriously, and last but not least, public speaking skills. Being able to use a PowerPoint at a raised level. If you're trying to pitch, teach, or promote something, you're able to get across to a class majority of teenagers, teach them something new, make it interesting by not having text-heavy slides when you're speaking, links to your media that work. It makes you much more as a credible presenter. Being a credible presenter, you need to use triangulation and have alternative perspectives. I learned this firsthand with my global issues presentation on nuclear security earlier this year. For all this presentation, I only used political views on people who are against it and none from people who are. And that was caused by my personal political opinions. So definitely good to make yourself credible by being well-rounded in that sense. Every now and then, seeking help from others is not always what you need at the current moment. Sometimes you try to sit down and solve the problem that is stumping you. Brainstorming ideas to fix a problem or technical issue that is causing you a roadblock can be tedious and a pain for sure, but myself personally, I gain a great sense of accomplishment when I'm able to finally figure out where I went wrong and how to get past issues that pop up. When it comes to problem solving, it's mostly trial and error, trying one thing, seeing if it works. Keeping your cool and trying everything you can to complete the task at hand. When all else fails, you can always Google or ask someone who knows what they're doing. I had to do that quite a bit too. The best way I'd say to get across this is evaluating from multiple different angles how to solve it. So from most important to least important, once again, having a good workflow with all that. And also getting someone else to look at your project because sometimes you stare at something for too long and you set eyes on it. Now, looking to the future and all that, personal success I was being accepted into the ACI Mentorship Program, or also known as the Arts and Cultural Industry Association of Manitoba. In short, ACI helps young Manitobans in the creative arts industry by providing them with multiple different mentors and workshops. I applied for the program late 2016, and I was informed I'd been accepted 2 weeks into the new year. I was thrilled to hear this news. The program puts you in a group with kids close in age with the same interests, work to create a project, for me, film. And I'll be doing sound for that course too. I'm excited to take my learnings from Propel and apply them to ACI and hopefully apply those to a successful career in the film industry. Thanks to being accepted to the Propel program, I've had an experience like no other. I was very happy to spend my very first semester, my last year of high school, doing project-based learning, being surrounded by some of the coolest people around. My future is clearer than ever. Last year, I had the slightest clue what I wanted to do after high school. So after learning real-world skills here and focusing on my passion, I'm certain I want to pursue a career in the film industry. And now, I present to you The Hire.
about yay big.
Well, what is it? Some sort of $1 million rock?
12.
Well, you know how I work, 25
Done.
The only question I have for you then is, how does a $12 million sculpture just disappear?
like that.
Even though it was only 2 minutes and 45 seconds, I can tell you I spent a lot more time editing that. Sometimes till 8 o'clock on a Friday night editing that. I can also tell you everyone really loved that song beginning too, and everyone loved it. Even though it was pretty short, I definitely learned a lot from spending an hour plus on trying to master and mix something or line up stuff together, audio to video, and then realizing, oh, that's not good, and deleting it and going back from restart it multiple times. So it's been a very good learning year for me. I'm very glad I was able to spend the first semester